Everything in Tulsa feels like it's about to snap. The streets are too quiet, the shadows feel too heavy, and every deal made in the dark is starting to shake loose. Episode 10 isn't just another step forward, it's the moment when every choice, every lie, and every broken promise crashes together. And Dwight, he's standing right in the middle of it. Knowing this time there's no turning back. The city feels tense, like it's holding its breath, and everyone knows something big is coming. Word spreads fast in Tulsa, and even faster when Dwight is involved. After everything that happened last episode, people can feel the pressure climbing. The streets are unsure, allies feel shaken, and enemies sense an opening. Dwight walks through this storm with a heavy heart, knowing that each step he takes is shaping the final battle. He has lost pieces of himself this season, pieces he won't get back. But he moves forward because retreat was never an option for him. The weight of his choices hangs over him, but so does the fire that still burns in him, the fire of a man who has built himself, broken himself, and rebuilt himself again. Everyone is watching him. Some are waiting for him to fall, some are praying he makes it, and some are wondering if they will survive standing next to him. Rumors spread about new threats rising from the shadows, and whispers move through back rooms that a quiet war is about to turn loud. Dwight senses the shift. He can feel the danger creeping closer with every hour. People he once trusted grow more distant, their loyalty cracking under the strain of fear. Even stronger allies avoid meeting his eye, unsure of what the next day will bring. But Dwight doesn't slow down. He can't. There's too much at stake now, too many lives tangled in the mess this season has created. He thinks about the promises he made, the people who still believe in him, and the enemies waiting for him to slip. His mind sharpens, cutting through the noise around him as he tries to understand who is still with him. He has always known that the game he plays is built on sand, shifting under his feet, but what's coming feels different. It feels final. The air is thick with worry and tension, and the city seems ready to explode. Even the calm moments feel dangerous, like silence before thunder. Dwight keeps moving through the pressure, studying every sign, every shift, every sudden change that hints at betrayal. He knows something big is being planned against him, something meant to wipe him out once and for all, and he's racing against time to figure it out. But the more he searches, the more he realizes his enemies are becoming smarter, bolder, and far more ruthless than before. He doesn't let the fear show, but it's there, buried deep, pushing him forward. He feels the truth rising. This fight isn't just about territory anymore. It's about survival. And as episode 10 approaches, the whole city seems to stand on the edge with him, waiting to see whether Dwight rises higher or goes down fighting. Either way, the night ahead won't be calm. It will be the kind of night Tulsa remembers for a long time. Tension keeps climbing as Dwight starts seeing the true shape of the danger surrounding him. The pieces that once looked scattered now begin to form a pattern. And it hits him that the fight waiting ahead is bigger than he expected. Every corner of Tulsa feels colder, as if the city itself knows something dark is moving underneath the surface. Dwight listens carefully to the whispers floating through back alleys, bars, and quiet meeting spots. Everyone has something to say, but no one says it loudly. People drop hints, share warnings, or mention strange movements in the night, yet nobody dares to give full details. That fear tells Dwight more than any words can. Fear this strong means someone powerful is preparing for the final strike. And the worst part is, knowing that this enemy isn't coming alone, they're gathering people, drawing in desperate men who want money, revenge, or just a chance to survive the coming chaos. Dwight feels the weight of his own choices, pressing harder than ever. He remembers every deal he made, every line he crossed, and every person he pushed away to reach this point. Now, all of those decisions seem to stand behind him like ghosts, reminding him of the price he has to pay. But Dwight isn't the type to run from consequences. He's the type to face them head on, even if it breaks him. He thinks about his crew, the few he can still trust, and wonders if they'll be ready when everything comes crashing down. Some of them look tired, some of them look scared, and some of them look like they've already decided their loyalty won't last much longer. Dwight has seen this before, men who stay close until the danger becomes too real. He senses cracks forming in the foundation he built, and it frustrates him, but not enough to slow him down. He knows trust is becoming a rare resource, and he must protect the small amount he still has. As he moves through the city, he starts noticing changes. Cars following too slowly behind him, strange faces appearing near his usual spots, shadows lingering longer than they should. Nothing happens directly, but the feeling of being watched never leaves him. It becomes clear that the enemy is studying him, learning his routes, and waiting for the perfect opening. Dwight knows he needs to outthink them before they strike. He meets with old allies, people from his past who owe him or respect him enough to share information. Some offer help, some offer warnings, and a few offer nothing at all. But even silence becomes a clue. He pieces everything together until he finally understands that episode 10 won't be a simple showdown. It will be a full storm hitting from several sides at once. Betrayal, power grabs, last-minute alliances, everything is about to collide. Dwight feels the pressure, but deep inside, a familiar fire begins to rise again. He realizes that the city may be turning against him, but he has survived worse. He has come back from darkness before, and he refuses to let Tulsa swallow him now. He tightens his resolve, knowing the next move might be the one that decides everything. The fear around him grows thicker, the city feels ready to break, and every instinct tells him that the final attack is close. But Dwight straightens his shoulders and steps forward anyway. Because no matter how dangerous the path becomes, he has no intention of letting anyone else decide his fate. And as Tulsa trembles in the quiet before the war, one thing becomes certain: when the first blow lands, Dwight will be ready. The pressure around Dwight keeps rising as hidden truths finally begin slipping into the light. And with every new detail, the situation grows more dangerous than he imagined. For days, he felt like something was moving behind the scenes, but now those shadows start taking shape. He realizes this isn't just one enemy plotting against him, it's a chain of people connected by greed, fear, and old grudges waiting to be settled. Pieces of the puzzle fall into place slowly, but each one cuts deep. Dwight learns that someone close to him has been feeding information to the enemy. And though he doesn't yet know the name, he can feel the betrayal tightening around his throat. It hits him hard, because loyalty is something he values more than anything. He built his crew from trust, from promises made in harsh moments, and from respect earned in darker times. To know someone within that circle is ready to stab him in the back shakes him in a way he hasn't felt in years. Still, he keeps his emotions locked away, because showing weakness now would be a mistake. He knows he has to think sharper, move faster, and act smarter than ever if he wants to survive what's coming. As the truth unfolds, Dwight starts re-examining every conversation, every suspicious look, and every unexpected change in behavior from the people around him. He remembers moments that felt strange at the time: someone asking the wrong question, someone appearing where they shouldn't be, someone suddenly too eager to help. All of those small things return to him now like echoes of a warning he refused to hear earlier. It frustrates him, not because he missed the signs, but because he let hope blind him to the reality that not everyone beside him wants him to win. That realization forces him to look at his crew with new eyes. He studies their movements, their reactions, their shifting loyalties. Some of them still stand steady, ready to fight with him no matter what. Others seem nervous, unable to hide the fear in their eyes. And a few keep too much to themselves, as if they are holding secrets that could burn everything down. Dwight doesn't confront anyone yet. Instead, he watches, waits, and gathers proof. He wants to be sure before he takes action, because a wrong move now could tear apart what little unity he has left. Meanwhile, the enemy grows bolder. Strange messages appear through cryptic channels. Warnings arrive from unexpected sources. And a sense of chaos starts spreading among the people of Tulsa who are caught in the middle. Fights break out in places that used to be calm. New faces show up in the city carrying dangerous intentions. And the streets begin to feel like a battlefield long before any bullets fly. Dwight knows the final confrontation is coming soon, but what eats at him most is the betrayal lurking nearby. He walks through Tulsa at night, letting the cold air clear his thoughts. He tries to imagine who would turn against him and why. Was it fear? Was it money? Or was it personal revenge hiding behind a friendly smile? No answer feels certain, and that uncertainty fuels his determination even more. One way or another, he will uncover the truth before episode 10 ends. He refuses to let the traitor stay hidden. He refuses to let the enemy win by using one of his own people as a weapon against him. As the night deepens, Dwight begins planning his next move with precision. Every decision now carries weight. Every step must be taken with care. And every moment could shift the balance of power. But he is ready for it. He has faced worse storms before, and he survived them by trusting his instincts. Now, those instincts warn him that the betrayal he fears is closer than he thinks, close enough to feel his heartbeat, close enough to hear his plans, close enough to destroy everything if he doesn't act soon. And as the final battles of the season approach, Dwight prepares himself, not just for war, but for judgment, because episode 10 won't simply reveal the enemy outside it, will expose the truth inside his own circle. And that truth will change the future of Tulsa forever. The final hours before the storm. feel heavier than anything Dwight has faced before. The whole city seems to shift under his feet, filled with a silence so unnatural it feels like the calm before something violent. As he prepares for what's coming, his mind becomes sharper, clearer, and more focused than it has been all season. He knows episode 10 won't give him a second chance. Everything is reaching its limit: trust, patience, time, and even the loyalty that has held his world together. He walks through familiar places, but they don't feel familiar anymore. Every corner hides danger. Every shadow looks like an enemy waiting to strike. The streets of Tulsa, once a place he tried to control, now feel like they belong to someone else. Yet Dwight doesn't let fear push him back. Fear is a tool he learned to master long ago, and now he plans to use it as fuel. If someone wants to end him, they'll have to face him at his strongest, not his weakest. As he gathers his remaining allies, he reads their faces carefully. Some show determination, ready to fight by his side, no matter how ugly the night becomes. Others seem uncertain, their eyes darting around like they're searching for an escape route. There are even a few whose expressions hide secrets they think Dwight can't see. But he sees everything. He may not react yet, but every detail burns into his memory. This confrontation will not only decide who wins it, will reveal who stands with him, who betrays him, and who was only pretending to belong to his world. And Dwight knows something important now. Survival won't come from having the most people. It will come from having the right people. Episode 10 will test every bond, every promise, and every silent agreement made over the course of this season. Nothing will stay hidden much longer. As night falls deeper, Dwight positions himself for the inevitable strike. He senses the enemy closing in from multiple sides, moving with confidence, believing they have outsmarted him. They think the betrayal in his circle has weakened him. They think they've cornered him. But what they don't understand is that Dwight has been cornered before. Many times in his life, and every time, he found a way to break out stronger than before. His experience becomes his armor. His past becomes his weapon. And his instincts sharpen to a point where every sound, every movement, every shift in the air feels like a signal. He knows the moment is coming. He can almost feel it approaching like a wave building in the dark. Before the final moment arrives, Dwight reflects quietly on everything that's happened, every ally made, every enemy born, every risk taken. He thinks about the version of himself that arrived in Tulsa, the man trying to rebuild a future from the ruins of his past. That man has changed. He has grown harder, wiser, and more dangerous. And now, he understands something he didn't before. This city doesn't just challenge him, it shapes him. Every fight, every betrayal, every unexpected turn has carved him into someone even his enemies fear on sight. With that realization, his determination solidifies. No matter how brutal the night becomes, he won't back down. He won't fold. He won't let them take what he fought for, even if the cost is high. Then comes the shift, small at first, like the air tightening, then suddenly stronger, like the city itself inhaling sharply. Dwight knows what it means. The attack is starting. The enemies who spent weeks hiding behind shadows are finally stepping into the open, convinced they've built the perfect trap. But Dwight steps forward too, not as prey, but as the force they underestimated. The moment transforms into a collision of power, betrayal, and unfiltered rage. The war for Tulsa ignites, loud and unforgiving. Dwight enters it with a single truth burning in his chest. Tonight will decide everything. And win or lose, he will make sure the city remembers exactly who he is and why they call him the king.